Hey guys, hope you're having a great day today. My name is Daniel, and in today's video I wanted to share with you what I finally decided to do to kind of correct my issue from my previous video that I had made. If you haven't already seen that, go ahead and check that out if you'd like to. But the big issue was, what do I do with overage weight, that additional fee that I would have to pay for? Instead of having to charge them my normal price and then have to come back to them to ask for money, do I charge them all the money up front, even more? How much do I charge them by? Do I add an additional ton worth of a fee to it? Do I add a deposit fee, or maybe just have their credit card on file, which then turns into a headache if they only want to pay in cash? For me, I kind of had to come to a decision, and I'm just kind of rolling with the punches, just trying to learn exactly how to, for me, financially, as well as even just to be able to explain the stupid situation to the customer. Hey, here's how I charge, here's how I process a rental. This is what you can expect from me consistently. It's not too confusing, and it's not a big issue. So what I finally decided to do was actually, on a separate note, but for a very good reason, raise my 1-day rental price a little bit, as well as my 7-day rental price. And then on top of that, I decided to add an additional deposit fee for any trailer, no matter the period, no matter the weight, adding a deposit fee up front, which would cover, an additional 1 ton worth of overages, to kind of have that kind of in the bag. I listened to a lot of you guys in the comments. Some other people reached out to me and just kind of said, hey, generally most residential customers, if that's who you're dealing with, rather than maybe commercial customers, they generally stay in between the 1 to 2 ton range, especially with a 15-yard trailer. That's the only trailer I have right now. So in between 1 and 2 tons is kind of the area where most people stay at. Maybe they might go a hair over 2, but for you to be able to upfront charge the 2 tons worth is going to cover a lot more customers than just covering 1 ton and then having to come back and say, hey, I need that second ton overage fee. And it just kind of, one person said, it just kind of looks like you're kind of begging, or you got paid what you should have, and then you're asking for more, even though that's how you're trying to run it. It just feels strange to have to come and pay an additional second fee that would go into it. So what I've kind of done, again, just kind of raising my 1 and 7-day rental period price, as well as adding that deposit fee. So far everybody has stayed within that range, going up to 2 tons. Because I have decided to kind of go with it's the flat fee. I'm not going to prorate things. Maybe I should. Let me know down in the comments below if that's how you do it. It seems like more of a headache or issues that could come up with doing that. Maybe not. But basically I've just said, listen, if you go up to 1 ton, then I'll return the deposit fee to you, which is very simple to do with the software that I'm using, which I will definitely be getting into that in a later video. I'm still exploring and learning how to operate that software, but even the returning of the deposit is no issue at all. But if they did happen to go above 1 ton, it's very simple to just take a picture of that weigh receipt, be able to send that to them in the finalized invoice, showing them exactly what happened, and being able to show, hey, you went over the 1 ton, you had up to 2 tons if you go over the 1, and I'm going to be charging you the full amount for the 2 tons of weight. Just kind of going along with that. So again, let me know down in the comments what you think about that, if I should keep that going or not, if you have a better way of doing it, or a more simple way. But being able to explain that to my customer and be able to tell them, hey, it's up to 1 ton for the regular rate. I do charge that deposit fee that goes up to 2 tons. And then if we go up past that 2-ton mark, then that would be an additional payment after the fact. So that's been a little bit easier to explain to folks. And they don't seem to have, too many questions at all about that. Throughout this whole process, I've really just been trying to find what's the most simplest way, what's the easiest way to explain it, to be efficient. That's really what I want to get to. The best efficiency for the company, for customers to understand, for that customer to be able to explain it to an additional customer. The biggest variable is the weight, the overages. It's not a matter of making even more money with each additional ton. It's a matter of covering the cost overall. And so that's been the name of the game for me, trying to navigate through this. As far as I know, there's no exact manual, one specific way it has to be. You have to operate your business. Maybe there's some, best practices that I can pick up and maybe learn from you, learn from other YouTubers who are doing this thing, that, man, they're just killing it. I really want to do right by my customers, to make it simple, easy, to be able to use me as a service. That's the name of the game. They want you to, actually show up with value to them, but for it not to be an absolute dread or headache, to be able to actually make it happen. I know in my other job, which I'm actually doing right now, I'm not actually delivering a trailer or picking one up. I've got my dog here. His name is Mr. Ryder. Ryder is about 1 year and 5 months old right now. For the last 5 years or so, we have gone across the country, all over the place. I've got 594,000 miles on my truck, and I bought the truck with 79,000. So I've put over 500,000 miles on this truck that I have, for that job. And the interesting thing about the whole situation is there's only one dealership where I deliver campers to. I deliver campers from the manufacturer to dealerships. There's only one place in the entire country, one dealership that I've ever kind of put in its own category with headaches. And that place is in Missouri. And it's interesting, it's decent pay for that run. It's a shorter run for me because I live in Indiana, not too far away. Only 400 and some change miles. But the process to be able to drop that trailer off, to check it in, it's just such a nightmare. For me, I'm obviously getting paid to do it. I'm not a customer of theirs. I'm technically an independent contractor for the transport company that I am a 1099 at. But at the end of the day, it's such a nightmare. They make it such a nightmare for me to simply drop off this trailer for the inspection time. They take pictures, they go in it, they go around it. They have multiple people do different types of checks on it, when nearly every other dealership in the country can do the same thing at about half the time. They're just as thorough, or they inspect it at a later time and they don't have to kind of hold me hostage at that moment. And I say all this to say that it's very interesting when you make something so difficult to use someone's services, to do business with them, if they're another company as well. I would just assume, and I feel it myself, I don't want to deal with them. I don't want to go there. It's a headache. It's a hassle. I can just kiss my day away because I know these people are going to take forever to get me out of there. Every single time I've gone there, and I keep going back because, to be honest, it's a great little day trip. I go out there, I come back in one day. It's fantastic for me. But I have to kind of count the cost. Is it even worth doing business with this people? Is it such a hassle that I can't put up with it today? I've got to be home by a certain time. I don't even want to deal with it. And so the question becomes, to me, is this, dumpster business that I'm starting, that I'm building, that I'm wanting to, put forward my best foot, is it an absolute nightmare for somebody to work with me? What's the feedback from my customers saying? Are they saying, I understood everything, but it could have been, maybe a little easier to deal with? What are their thoughts? Are they worn out after talking to me through the text message? And really just I'm trying to gather information from these beginning customers to really kind of get a pulse for what's going on, how I'm treating people, what would they say about the process to, maybe a friend. Would they recommend me, but say just be prepared, you're going to have to deal with some garbage? Or would they say it's simple, it's efficient, boom, 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 he makes it so easy, I'm going to use them again, you should too. And so that's the real big question I have. I want to be that person who they say it's like clockwork, man. He is so efficient. It's easy. I understood it. Renting a trailer is not something that every single person out there does. I'm sure there are the vast majority of people out there don't even know this even exists. They're like, oh, renting a jump trailer or even a roll-off. People might think, oh, that's only for, businesses, from a business closing or a business starting, putting everything in the business or out of the business, all the packaging or for roofing and all those kind of things. Homeowners actually using a service like this probably is still not really widespreadly known. And so anyways, if someone's going to hear about me, I really, really want it to be that they hear that it's simple, it's easy, he's straightforward, it makes sense, and he's just going to make it happen. He's going to follow through with what he says. So anyways, that's kind of what I've done with the deposit fee. I'm trying to be intentional about this. I want to do the best job possible. If you still think I'm failing at that, if you have any advice or any help, please let me know down in the comments below. I do read all that stuff. I do have 2 different channels on YouTube, plus my regular job, what I'm doing right now, going up to pick up another short trailer. I'm going to a different dealership that's a little bit past the dealership that I just described. And so I'm still doing this job to pay the bills as well as slowly get the dumpster business going. I do have 2 customers renting the trailer for 2 days apiece this week, so super excited about that going forward. But I'm just trying to juggle a lot of things, and so I really do want to bring more content as I'm learning and struggling and just figuring stuff out to you. But it is challenging getting all of these videos put together, edited, and everything. So appreciate your patience with me. I do want to be a help to you as I'm learning and kind of documenting this whole process, and appreciate any support you guys have for me going forward. So encouraging in the comments, for real, just super positive, and really appreciate that. You guys don't have to comment anything at all, but yet you do, and really just appreciate that. So hopefully this was a help to you. If it was, just consider subscribing, hitting the like button if you did get value in today's video. With all that being said, hopefully you have a great day today. Stay safe, and God bless, guys.